Welcome to the basement, with your host, 90's Basement Kid.
Welcome to the basement, everybody. I'm your host, 90's Basement Kid, and today is a very exciting day for me. I am reviewing my all-time favorite movie, Jurassic Park. Now, this movie, as I said, favorite movie. It holds a special place in my heart. It's been my favorite movie since I was a child. In fact, when I was a kid, my parents were so worried that the movie was going to scare me. They spent all night making a different copy of the movie with all the scary parts taken out. I, of course, being the savvy movie veteran even back then, noticed it almost immediately and always wanted to see the real Jurassic Park. Once I finally did, blown away entirely. Now, the cast of this movie is fantastic. You have Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Richard Attenborough, and Newman playing the villain of all people. I know his name is not really Newman, but let's face it, everybody knows Newman. The story is phenomenal. The script is tight. The pacing is borderline perfect. The visual effects are still outstanding to this day. The CGI still looks good. I mean, this movie came out over 25 years ago, nearly 30 years ago, and most movies that came out 25 days ago don't have CGI and effects nearly as good as this movie, which I think is a true testament to how well it was made by Steven Spielberg, you know, one of the finest directors America has ever known, and this to me is his crowning achievement. As you know, this movie resulted in many sequels. They vary in range from yay to...
That is one big pile of shit.
Favorite scene in Jurassic Park has to be when the lawyer sitting on the toilet and gets killed. I mean, isn't that everyone's favorite scene? I mean, who doesn't want to see a lawyer getting killed on the shitter, man? Pretty much, unless you're a lawyer, that's it. Most recently, as I'm sure everybody knows, this franchise has switched over from basically Jurassic Park to Jurassic World. The first Jurassic World I actually really liked. It is a lot of fan service, and there is some things about it. You know, it's very reliant on the CGI, which, quite frankly, isn't even as good as the original, which I find kind of shocking. But I think the ending, especially, really makes the movie work. I do think it's the best movie of the series that's not the original. Maybe Lost World's a little better. I kind of like it better, but I think Jurassic Park is like the better made movie, at least. But Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, that's one big pile of shit. The new one, however, I have to be honest, I'm remaining optimistic. They are bringing back the entire original cast, which, even though it's cool, does sound like a bit of a sign of desperation, perhaps. But, you know, the fact that they got everybody to come on board and, you know, be so enthusiastic about the project, I think, does speak miles about the story we could potentially get. And I'm only hoping that, you know, they can deliver a successful Jurassic Park sequel, you know, and a finale that, you know, all the Jurassic Park fans, such as myself, will love. Now, my personal dream movie has always been an R-rated movie of Jurassic Park, one maybe based on the book, which, if you have not read, is outstanding as well. It's basically very similar to the movie, just graphic. It goes a little more in depth about some of the details, but the movie itself really misses nothing about the book in its essence. The movie's just, it's a favorite of mine. It's my favorite, absolutely. Everything about it is great. The cast, the story, the effects. I could go on singing the praises of it forever, but, you know, I don't have 10 hours, and I'm sure you don't either. So I'm just going to end this by saying, you know, if you've seen Jurassic Park, then you know what I'm talking about. You know how special this movie is, not just to, you know, science fiction and genre, but to just movies at large. There are things implemented from this movie that still exist to this very day, relatively unchanged, and I don't think that's going to happen, you know, with any other movies anytime soon. So, you know, as I've said before, if you haven't seen Jurassic Park, absolutely go see it as soon as you can. If you've seen it, then let's go watch it again, folks. Well, that's going to wrap up this review of Jurassic Park, my favorite movie. Thank you guys for your continued support, and we really appreciate you being there. Until next time, 90's Basement Kid here. Peace.